All right, everyone, we're going to use Pixlr. It's a website where you can create digital works of art. It's kind of like Photoshop. On your choice board, you're going to go to number 3 and click this website link here. This will take you to Pixlr. Now, you don't need to log in or anything. You're just going to click Create New Image right here. And you can click on any of these. It doesn't matter. They're just different sizes of your screen. I like to just click on the Art Grid one and click Create. All right, once you're in, I'm going to show you some of the tools you can use. Let's start with gradient. This is the gradient fill. It's a way to create a really unique background that color fades from one color to the next. So here's how you do it. You can click either linear or radial. Radial just means gradient in a circle. Linear means gradient from left to right or up and down. And then you can choose, if you click on here, the different types of gradient presets. And then if you just drag your mouse, it'll create that gradient. You can also create your own gradient. So let's say I wanted my gradient to be like 3 or 2 or 4 special colors. Like I maybe want it to be just pink. I can click on this little spot here. And then I wanted it to just be blue on the other side. I can click that little spot there. So then once I have that, I can just click off, drag it, and it has my new gradient. And then radial would create a gradient in a circle like this. Okay, so gradients are kind of neat, a cool way to make a unique background for your art. All right, the shape tool is right below gradient. The shape tool allows you to add shapes. So I'm going to start with circle and just drag, and then I can create a circle in my art. I can fill this circle in with a color. So if I click on the fill tool here, I can fill a color in, like maybe I want it to be yellow. I can make my circle yellow. Or I can even fill it in with a gradient like that. Or I can even fill it in with a pattern like that. I'm going to put a gradient fill on this one. And then I can also, if I go to styles, I can even change the outline color. Maybe I want the outline color to be black. And maybe I want the size to be really thick. You can see I added a thick, dark black outline there. You can also add shadows. So shadows are kind of neat. If you click on the shadow button, you'll see there's a little shadow down below your shape. There's other shapes that you can add to on here, and even custom shapes that you can design on your own. So custom shapes, you can create like your own unique shape, not just a circle or square. All right, the eraser tool we're going to talk about next. That's this one right here. Eraser tool, basically you can just erase areas that you don't like. So let's say I used the drawing tool right here, this little paintbrush. If I wanted to add a paintbrush drawing, I would have to go to my little plus sign here, the layers, and I'm just going to create a new layer, so an empty layer. Go to my little paintbrush, and maybe I could just draw something like this. Now, if I didn't like that though, I could take my eraser and I could get rid of it. Or I could also just go edit, undo, and that would get rid of something that I didn't want. All right, so the layers are great for like adding different elements that you could move around by themselves. And the move tool right here, this little icon, will move things around. So you just have to click on the layer that you want to move around. Like I clicked on the shape layer because I wanted to move my circle in a different spot. You can add as many layers as you want, and you can add different things to those layers so you can move them individually. So like in this layer that I just added, I can add a new shape like this. And now I can move that shape without disrupting the other shape. And then I can go back and I can move that shape. So see, they're individual. I can put the shape behind this shape, or I can click this shape and I can actually rearrange them. I can move this layer down, and now this shape is behind that shape. So layers are a great way to have lots of different elements in your art. All right, we went over brushes. You can add drawings, but you can also change your brush. Like there's lots of different types of brushes and sizes. Like this is a very unique star brush, or you can just keep it simple. You can have a faded brush. You can even change the softness and the size of the brush too, right here. And then finally, We've went over a lot of different tools. You can use a pen tool, just like the brush tool, if you want to make drawings. There's a lot of different types of like pen tools and sizes of pens that you can change here. There's a couple other tools that you can explore. They're a little bit more complex. They do complex things. So I am just going to keep it simple with those couple tools. Here's how you save your work. File, save, and click on PXZ. This will save your whole work and all your layers so that if you ever opened it back up in Pixlr, you could still move the layers around. So PXZ and save as. You can title it Pixlr or whatever you want. It's going to save to your Google Drive, so just click save. And then you should be able to, if you go to your Google Drive, it should be saved in there. So anytime you ever want to exit out of Pixlr and then open up your picture again, you just go to File, Open Image, and you can open that picture back up from your Google Drive, and you can keep editing it if you don't finish it. All right, friends, that's the basics of Pixlr. You're going to go back to your choice board now, click on one of these projects that you like the look of, and you're going to follow the directions of the video to complete that little mini digital art project. All right, have fun.